Hey, today we're going to review the Cosori Aeroblaze Indoor Grill. So we're gonna start it with some beautiful hand-cut French fries here. And I'm gonna reference the book. You can see here that says, close the lid. All right, so we're gonna turn on our machine. We're gonna go crisp, 380, 22 minutes for these fries. And what you're gonna see with this is that it pops up with 5 minutes and 8 seconds. That's the preheat setting. So what I didn't do was put the basket in. Sorry about that. So our fries here consists of 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, a tablespoon of vegetable oil, and some salt. So we got that well mixed, and we're going to let that preheat, and then we're gonna get our fries into the heated basket. You'll see that our preheat is done, and it's telling us add food and that it's ready. So we're gonna flip that lid open, and we're gonna carefully dump in our fries. And then we're gonna close our lid, and automatically it starts counting down from the 22 minutes that it's suggested in the book for the cook time. We can hit the shake button. So I kind of messed up the process. I guess before you press start, you hit the shake button, then you hit start to preheat, because the shake button cannot be added after the fact. Not a big deal. We'll just keep an eye at roughly 10 minutes to go or 11 minutes to go. We'll give those a shake. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is the amazing, well, I think it's amazing, Cosori app that allows you to control your air fryer and monitor your cook through your phone. So in this case here, it's showing that our temperature is at 380 degrees. We have 20 minutes and 15 seconds left to cook. Will be ready at 11:33 a.m. our time, because this machine actually connects to your network in your house and then Bluetooth to your phone. So very interesting, and you'll see, I think Jamie, we're gonna do a screen record here. You can see at any point, if you wanna stop the cooking, you can stop the cooking from your phone. All right, so we're halfway through our cook here. You'll see we're at about 11:11. I'm gonna carefully open that lid, and I'm gonna grab the little handles here, and I'm gonna give that a shake as best as I can. Obviously, you don't want anything to go flying out of your basket if possible. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna let those finish off for another 11 minutes. Counting down here to the end of our cook. Now, I must say, traditionally, we've reviewed a lot of Ninja air fryers before. You'll see some condensation drip here. It's not a big deal. And generally, fries take a lot longer, but I wanted to follow this instructions to the T based on what they talked about in the book to make sure that we're really doing the proper test on this actual product. This is the first time that I've ever reviewed a Cosori. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. If I'm not, somebody please correct me. So there's some drippings there, we'll say, that will need to be cleaned out. We're not affiliated to them. We just decided, actually somebody made a comment saying, hey, I'd love to see you review this specific model. So what did I do? I went on Amazon and ordered it. I will say though, I tried to go on the Cosori website. They do not ship to Canada. So a bit of a thumbs down on that, but it was available on Amazon, $350 Canadian, not a cheap product. Hopefully it's worth it. So I could just tell by looking at these fries, they maybe should have been shaken up a little bit more, but they didn't say that in the book. We'll hit them with a little bit of salt here. You saw we did some prep on some asparagus. So now that I see this residual mess sitting in here, I may just drain that off, give it a wipe out, and then we're gonna get our grill preheated and we're gonna grill some asparagus. 3 components to this air fryer, crisper, baker. They seem to not use the term air fry. They seem to use the term air grill or crisp. So I'll try to use their terminology. I apologize if I say air fry. But there's basically, what was this called again, Jamie? This was called the pot. Then there's the basket, and now there's the grill. Relatively heavy, like I said, pretty heavy product actually. So we're gonna put this grill in, and then we're gonna follow the instructions better than I did last time. So it says set the air grill function to low heat. So here we go, low heat. Air grill, oh, maybe the lid has to be closed. All right, air grill, low heat. Then we have to press shake. See, shake comes up there now. And we set our timer to 8 minutes. Oop, that's temperature, sorry. 8 minutes, and we are on low. Then we press start. So again, it's a 5-minute preheat on this. Interesting with this, you can skip the preheat if you want on the app, but I don't think you would want to, especially when you're using the grill. With Ninja air fryers that we've reviewed, they say you can preheat, but it's not necessary, but generally I do. This one, they seem to lean towards more like you should preheat. So in the meantime, let's try one of these fries. I'll grab one of the crispier ones just to see. Taste on them is great, but I can tell you, they had to be cooked longer. But we wanted to follow the instructions. It said 22 minutes, so we wanted to follow those. They taste good. Actually taste really good, but they need to be cooked longer. So maybe during some of our downtime, I'll just refire those up and get them a little bit crispier. So our preheat is done. You can see it says add food. You'll see I'm wearing a glove. You don't need to wear a glove, but rather than try to get all this, there's a little bit of olive oil on here, rather than try to get that off, I just throw the glove on. So we got this beautiful fresh asparagus. I'm gonna lay that in there. I think asparagus is one of those vegetables that you either love it or you hate it. I absolutely love it. I love to grill it on a barbecue. Switching gears, one thing I did notice is our shake aspect's gone. So we'll have to keep an eye. It's an 8-minute cook on these. We'll have to keep an eye at the 4-minute mark if it's gonna tell us to shake or not. So that's quite curious. All right, we're closing it on 4 minutes. Is it gonna tell us to shake? It did. All right, so even though the shake icon disappeared, it's still there. So hopefully these taste as good as they smell. They actually smell fantastic. They're grilling up real nice.
Really nice.
All right, that's the end of our asparagus cook. Let's flip that lid. Okay, those look fantastic. Now they suggest grating some fresh Parmesan on here, but we're gonna skip that stage for today. Our asparagus was seasoned with a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and some chili flakes. So I'm just gonna grab with my hands here and give these a try. They're still hot. So they have a little bit of texture on the outside, which is really, really nice. And they're still nice and soft on the inside. You could definitely taste the chili flake. Overall, they're beautiful. They're a little on the thin side. They weren't massive asparagus to begin with, but very good. So we threw the fries on at, set it for the crisp setting at 425 for 11 minutes, or sorry, 12. It's now cooked for 11. So they're actually, I'm not gonna say they're over, but they're definitely in the crisp range that look more like a deep fried French fry opposed to that soggy, floppy, not so desirable one that we saw earlier. So let's let those cool off. I'm gonna get my grill in here, which is actually still a little bit hot from the asparagus. And we're gonna go to, now I did find in the book here, a salmon recipe for some salmon fish tacos, but that's more of a salmon fillet. This is a salmon steak, so it's a little bit different, but not much. So I did marinate that with a little bit of oil, salt and pepper. So this one says indoor grill, set air function to, so air to medium, which is 450 degrees, 6 minutes, and do the shake. Now I'm just debating, I'm gonna add 1 extra minute because of the thickness of this salmon, and we're gonna hit that starting. And because you'll notice here now, our preheat time is shorter because we've been using this machine nonstop. It's still warm, so instead of the whatever it was, 5 or 5.5 minutes at the beginning of our video, it's now just over 3 minutes. Now that I have you, let's try one of these fries. Fries look like a lot of things. Personal preference. I like crispy fries. I know Jamie likes crispy fries. Very good. All right, you'll see our preheat. Again, remind, medium air grill, which is 450 degrees. Preheated for about 3 minutes and 10 seconds. That grill should be ripping hot. We got our salmon steak here. I'm gonna close that, set it for 7 minutes. So at 3.5 minutes, it's gonna tell us to shake, which basically means to flip. So we'll use a spatula, give that a flip. So I was just saying to Jamie before this got to our flip setting that I should have put the salmon the other way. So I'm gonna have to go kind of off camera here to get a better angle on getting this flipped. All right, so we do have some nice grill marks there. We're gonna close that off and let that finish off the last 3.5 minutes, and then we should be good to go. Okay, so our salmon is done. Looks fantastic. Try to maybe flip it and see what the other side looks like. She's a little slippery, so we're certainly gonna let that rest. In the meantime, we're gonna also let our grill cool down, and we're gonna hit up a couple burgers. So the next thing we're gonna do is gonna start preheating our grills to cook 3 frozen sirloin burgers. So we're gonna throw our grill in. We had to wait a while actually to be able to wash that and clean it because it was ripping hot it probably took 15, 18 minutes for it to cool down to the point where I could actually clean it. In the book, they do talk about a classic burger. I think this is more of like a handmade patty, but nevertheless, it talks about indoor grill, on air grill on low heat. So we're gonna go air grill. Oh, we'll turn it on first. That should help. Air grill on low heat. Yep, thanks, Jamie. I actually don't like that. I don't like that feature that the lid has to be closed for you to get it set up. But anyway, nevertheless, air grill low heat, 10 minutes with shake and preheat. So you'll see here now it's 6.5 minutes or 6 minutes and 25 seconds to get that preheated because this has been sitting and cooling down. So in the meantime, let's try that salmon that we cooked. So I'm gonna pull that apart. As you can see here, let's pull that skin off so you can see a little bit better. The salmon is cooked absolutely perfect. Super glistening, moist, you can see. So let's give it a try. Wow. As far as salmon is concerned, that is cooked perfect. All right, so we're preheated. It's telling us to add the food. I'm very curious to see, so I would say you'd be able to do 4 burgers, but no more. Yeah, you'd be able to do 4, but that's pretty much it. So let's give that a close. 10-minute cook on those. At 5 minutes, it's gonna tell us to shake, i.e. flip. We'll flip it and we'll bite into one of these burgers. So I'm a little pessimistic here that these are gonna be done in time. They certainly are nowhere close yet, but we still have 5 minutes left, but let's reevaluate at 5 minutes. Now the book suggests at the 2-minute mark, add cheese, but at the 2-minute mark, I'm gonna reevaluate if we need to add time. I'm curious, mid-cook, can you add a minute? Yes, you can. So I'm gonna add 2 minutes. And go from there. So we're gonna open it at the 2-minute mark, which is when they said they would be done. Let's see how they look. On this side, they look pretty good. That side maybe could use a little bit more on all. We've had this debate before. In Canada, for the most part, we eat our hamburgers well done. In the US, they like to eat their hamburgers on the medium rare side. On the side of caution, what I'm gonna do is use some, and I know I'm gonna get chirps from this, especially from my buddy Dan, using what we call a Kraft single processed cheese here. The book does say with 2 minutes left that you throw cheese on it. So we're gonna, that extra 2 minutes that I added, we're gonna use that as our cheese time. So we're gonna throw these on here and see how they look. Again, bring on the chirps for the processed cheese. I don't care. Time is over. We've got a bun. We got 3 nice looking burgers. Let's add one here to here. So let's just dress this simply. If you can imagine, we get a lot of comments on our YouTube channel. I got a guy chirp me heavily because he didn't like how I dressed my burger. And we just said, it's so simple for the video. We just said ketchup, mustard, and he was all over me. The bun's fancier than the cheese slice. So let's cut that in half. So the burger appears to be cooked perfectly. Hot. Would I take this over a barbecued hamburger? No. But if you don't have access to a barbecue, or you live in an apartment and you don't have a barbecue, this is a really nice alternative to be able to sort of have that sort of summer feeling of, grilling up some burgers. Now, does this look like it's gonna be a bit of a disaster to clean? Absolutely. But as far as grilling an indoor grill, they say smokeless technology. I didn't see any smoke at all. Now, we will clean this screen because next we're gonna do wings and we wanna give it a fair opportunity. The book does say that you should clean the screen after every use, so we are gonna clean that. But so far we've had no smoke whatsoever. And on the Ninja, I believe we did have smoke, right, Jamie? We did. Anyway, I'm gonna finish the rest of my burger. So now I wanna talk to you about this app. So you saw earlier how it will track your cooking time. It'll track the amount of time that you're cooking, the temperature. You can do the shake button or whatever, but the app is also very intuitive where you can save recipes, you can build recipes, and then they have suggested recipes. So I'm gonna show you an example here of let's see, what do we wanna look at here? Let's go with baby back ribs. Now, I'd be very curious to see how baby back ribs work on this grill, but it'll show you right away that the temperature's cooked at 300, 35 minutes of cook time, 10 minutes of prep time. It goes through your ingredient list of what you need, that it will serve 2 people. It also breaks down the nutritional value. It'll say what device it's recommended for, which again is gonna be our indoor grill here. It goes through all of the steps, or you can sort of skip that and jump over to let's go cooking, or let's cook, I think it is. And you can literally scroll through the 11 steps, step by step. And then whenever you're ready to actually cook the dish, you just hit cook dish. It pulls up the screen that talks about preheating, shake reminder, keep warm, where you can set and adjust your temperature and you can set and adjust your time. You hit start cooking, and then presumably your Cosori indoor Aeroblaze grill will fire up and be ready to go. So again, very, very cool. I think it's very, very revolutionary as far as what they're doing with their app. As you start saving things, it will show in your list. It will also, there's the other option where it shows you your history. So it'll show today's date and the times and what we cooked. So that could be handy for like, okay, 2 weeks ago I did wings. How long did I cook them for? If you didn't write it down or you didn't remember, you could go back to your previous history and look at what you did. So big fan of how interactive this can be, and it gives you endless opportunities of different meals on this specific product, of how to cook them, and it shows you step by step on what to do. It's now wing time. So you'll see we did clean the grate, and I'm just gonna show you how it snaps in. This lipped part out towards you, there's a slot here that goes into, and then you just basically, there, sorry, had it working across my body. So it snaps in, there's a little lip there. So that's that. So our wings, according to our book, I'm gonna close our lid, turn the power on. We're gonna go with the crisp function, and we're gonna set to 375, and we're gonna set for 16 minutes, although being negative here, I'm gonna say impossible for wings to cook in 16 minutes, but I also like super crispy wings, much like fries. And then we're gonna hit start, and we got a 5-minute preheat on those, and you can see they're all spiced up, ready to go. So one thing I'll note, and I'll add here, that this is the first time I've ever air fried wings, ever, and I've done my fair share, that I've not added oil. So all the Ninja products that we've reviewed, and we've done lots of different air fryers, all suggest adding, a tablespoon or two of oil to your cooking process. And these ones don't suggest any. So I'm very curious to see how this is gonna turn out. We're halfway through our cook. It's telling us to shake. Okay, those look pretty good, actually. Let's see. And they're shaking up nice. They smell great. 7 more minutes are gonna be done. I don't think so, but. Okay, cook's over. I'm gonna be honest, I'm pessimistic about the results of this 16-minute cook on these wings. However, the book does say, and we followed the book to the T, crispy 5-spice wings. Crunchy. What did I say? Crispy? Crunchy 5-spice wings. So I've not opened the lid other than when we shook them around. So let's have a look. They certainly have very nice color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to find, they're not crispy, I can tell you right now. I'm gonna try to find one of the bigger wings, because I was saying to Jamie, there's sort of a fine line between cooked and safe to eat and crispy. I don't know anybody out there, and I could be wrong, that would prefer to eat a soggy, non-crispy wing. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. These wings are not massive, but let's just rip open one of them. So to me, that does not look cooked enough. Normally, I like to see that bone a little bit more dry. So are they edible? Maybe. Do I want to delve into these? No, I don't. So what I'm going to do is, even though it was a total of 16 minutes, what I'm going to do is close this, and I'm going to give it another 10 minutes. So we're at the end of our cook here, and I just wanted to see on the app if I could just hit stop cooking. So that was done during the cook on our app. The other thing I did not mention earlier about the app, which is really neat, is that it's searchable. So if there's a specific food or protein or whatever, or vegetable that you want to cook or grill or whatever, you just search it and it's there. Let's have a look. So I think they look fantastic. They're cooked way more consistent the way I would want them to be cooked. I certainly wouldn't still consider them to be quote unquote crunchy, but maybe we let them cool down a little bit and they might crisp up a little bit. The color on them is beautiful. Obviously that's from that 5-spice paprika, cayenne, salt and pepper mix that we made. The extra 10 minutes I think was crucial for this cook, for at least for me and for Jamie as well. So a 26-minute cook really is not that bad. We've done some air fryers before where we're in the 35 to 40-minute range. And again, we get chirped on that because people think that how is it possible you're cooking them that long? But I think wings are like a steak. There's personal preference of what you like and how you like them done. Now, the book talked about garnishing these with some sesame seeds, which I don't have, unfortunately, here today. But I think that little lime will give it a little bit of zip as well. All right, let me grab a wing here. So I can definitely tell they are crispy now. Cook on them is perfect. I said the cook on them is perfect. The spice one is actually quite nice. You can see no concerns with them being undercooked. So this product, the Cosori VeSync Aeroblaze Indoor Grill, comes with a 2-year warranty, which is longer than the normal standard 1 year you see in the industry. Consists of 1,750 watts. The cooking pot is 6 quarts, 5.7 liters, and the basket is 4 quarts, 3.7 liters. The weight is roughly 20 pounds or 8.9 kilos. The dimensions are 13.7 inches by 16.2 inches by 10.4 inches. This product features an air grill low setting, an air grill medium setting, an air grill high setting, an air grill max setting, then a crisp setting, which is used for wings and fries, broil, roast, bake, and dehydrate. It also features a keep warm setting, which defaults to 140 degrees for 5 minutes, can only be adjusted with the app. The other interesting feature with this is the shake function, and the shake function is basically a reminder to shake your product, usually halfway through your cook, but it's important to note that when you open your lid, it cancels out your shake setting, so you'd have to reset it if you're taking a peek at whatever you're cooking. All right, so let's first talk about the test that we did. We started out with fries that needed some more cook time, but once we gave it that cook time, the taste and the texture of the fries was fantastic. We then did some grilled asparagus. It probably could have gone a minute or two less for our desirable taste, but overall, very, very good. We did the salmon. The salmon turned out absolutely fantastic. I actually had said to Jamie, like, we live in Canada here, in the Average Kitchen, we're in Canada. It gets extremely cold. So barbecue in the winter, I do it. I don't love it, but I do it. But if I was going to barbecue salmon like that, I would probably rather do it on this grill because it was so well done. So the next thing that we jumped into was burgers. So we did 3 burgers that turned out fantastic. I thought they were really, really good. I think they needed that extra 2 minutes in my opinion, but overall, they were cooked perfectly. So cleaning and maintenance, according to the book, everything is dishwasher safe. The screen, the basket, the pot itself, as well as the grill. Everything can go in the dishwasher, which I know Jamie's a big fan of. The grill, it does come with this brush, with this little, I don't know what you want to call this, little nub that goes between the grill grates, which does help with the cleanup process. But the cleanup after those burgers was a bit of a pain because you get that caked on grease that just takes some scrubbing to get it off. The versatility and the technology built into this machine, you can see that there's the little Wi-Fi tab here. So it's connected to my home network. I can control it off my phone. Is it a bit of a novelty? Maybe. Would I be changing the time and temperature as I go throughout my house whilst things are cooking? Probably not, but it is nice to be able to have that. The searchability and the functionality of the recipe component to the app is fantastic. Certainly good to be able to store your favorite recipes that you found and cooked and keep them in a database built within the app. I really like that. Price point, I may have mentioned before, $350 Canadian, so not cheap. It is heavy, but it's somewhat compact. It doesn't take a huge footprint, but it is big enough. Is there any negatives with this product? The only thing I could think of, and it's very minor, we made the mistake at the first cook, was we hit start before we hit shake, which, okay, it's not the end of the world, but you can't add shake after that. So you would have to stop the process, reload it all up, and do it again, which would take seconds. It's not a big deal. That would be one negative. Other than that, I don't see any negatives with this product other than it's expensive, but I think it would replace a lot of other products that maybe people have. I think this would be great for young people going away to school or first-time home buyers or first moving out and moving into an apartment and just want to have this all-in-one product that they can do multiple different things. I think this is a really, really good fit. We've reviewed so many different products on this channel and they all have little sort of things that are better than others. And is there one product that we'd pick over all of them? I don't think so, but I really liked the Ninja Grill and I really liked this grill. That's our episode. Hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a comment, and we'll see you on the next one.